Baby, it is going down in these Instagram streets of Married to Medicine. Baby, there is so much to unpack here, and we might have a case of defamation. Before we get into it, make sure that you subscribe to the Tay Ramon panel. Definitely like this video and share it. We definitely appreciate the love here at the Tay Ramon panel. Now, listen up. Dr. Heavenly has made some huge and heavy allegations against Dr. G. So Sweet Tea and Dr. G, not Dr. G, I'm sorry, Sweet Tea and Dr. Heavenly got into it last night on the Instagram, and they were commenting about a sneak peek that had previewed online about tonight's episode for Married to Medicine. Now, what happened here is Dr. Heavenly called out Toya at the gala event. And Sweet Tea is going to go to Toya's defense and say, you know what? It was tacky and ghetto to announce at a medical gala. This is why she isn't respected in the community. I had secondhand embarrassment from Dennis the Menace. Now, Sweet Tea is throwing some major shade at Heavenly. But listen up here. So Dr. Heavenly fires back and says, well, you know what? Dr. G is not respected in the medical community either. She also puts a hashtag right here saying that he is a pedophile. That is major accusatory and defamatory. And so then she goes back and backtracks. Heavenly goes, oh, pinky size. Now, at first, when I saw this, I'm like, okay, now you know Dr. Heavenly and Quad, they are actually cool. They're friends. We saw them gallivanting at the mall just a couple of weeks ago. So I'm thinking in my mind, first up, okay, uh, did Quad reveal some secrets about Dr. G that even Letitia Sweet Tea does not know about? Is there something underlying that Quad has told Dr. Heavenly about, whether it be about a previous situation with somebody underage, or what's going on with these pinky sized rumors? What all has Quad revealed to Dr. Heavenly? And she is bringing things out in the arsenal. Now, listen up. Sweet Tea goes back on here and she comes back for Heavenly and says she's sitting in the closet mad as F because I'm calling her out on her mess. I don't care who you are, but you aren't going to continue to disrespect and attack me, my family, and my family for views. This is the most insecure person on this show, and she mad that I check her in her BS. This really shows how unhinged she is. She believes her own lies. So then Dr. Heavenly fires back and says, man, F Sweet Tea. Her and she doesn't have anything to come for, but her man does. Leave me alone, and I will let have. Now, listen up. Dr. Heavenly, these are some major accusatory things that you are putting out there. And if it's not true, I would caution you because, you know, I don't know if Dr. G can have a defamation suit against you. But, you know, she goes on here and clarifies, well, I was just saying when she was 10, he was 33. Well, she deleted it. She didn't stand on it. She backpedaled. But my thing is Heavenly trying to say, well, when Dr. G is 33, what business do you have looking at a 10-year-old? But he was not looking at her at that time. Dr. G is well in his, what, almost 50s, and Letitia, I believe she's what, 26 or 27? She's young. So she is a legal adult to make her own decisions about who she wants to marry, even if it is a much older man. But just because somebody is marrying somebody who is younger, Dr. G marrying Sweet Tea, does not mean that you can put out these accusatory and defamatory statements. But I want to know legally how far this can really go, because you remember when on, what was it, Housewives of Potomac? On Housewives of Potomac, it was Darby, Michael Darby, who tried to sue Candace. And you saw how that happened. The judge just dismissed it. She's like, I'm the judge's like, I'm not gonna go ahead and play, and y'all not about to use this legal system to play with y'all reality TV stuff. So but also Dr. Heavenly is a cast member. I believe Dr. G gets an appearance fee. He's not a cast member, but I think the husbands do get some type of small appearance fee. So there's type of rules and litigation and things that go on behind the scenes with the contracts as to who you can sue and who you cannot sue. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out if Dr. G wants to pursue this even further. But I Dr. Heavenly put her neck out there by putting these statements out there, and just because he's a lot older does not mean that you want to put that pedophile uh, type, or I should say the P word, doesn't mean that Dr. G wants that out there. That's what I was wondering. Is there something that Quad has told Dr. Heavenly, and where is this coming from? Because you knew exactly the difference of the age between these two for a long time. You even went to the wedding, and it was Letitia, Sweet Tea, who didn't even want you in the wedding. The thing that Sweet Tea is saying is that you came to me trying to be my friend and advocating me for being on the show. These are leaked text messages that Sweet Tea put out recently. And with these leaked text messages, they're basically saying, I'm scared about my first season. I have a meeting with Pop, that purveyors of Pop. That's who she's talking about in these text messages. I have a meeting with them, and I'm afraid, nervous about my first season. But Dr. Heavenly like coaching her on. We gotta bring it this season. We gotta bring it this season. So I understand where Sweet Tea is kind of coming from. Like, are you my friend? Are you my foe? Because it's like before we even start production, you're texting me, advocating for me to be on the show. But as soon as I get on here, you want to just go ahead and attack my marriage, like, between me and Dr. G. And that's why Sweet Tea had to put you at her wedding. But you ended up in there. I do see that. But Sweet Tea, she just is not going to back down to Heavenly, and she is just not the one that is afraid. But not really anybody really backs down Heavenly. I mean, even Quad has gone toe to toe with Heavenly. Toya goes toe to toe with Heavenly. Simone goes toe to toe with Heavenly. So it's no one that's afraid of Heavenly, but she is a force to be reckoned with. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and share to this video. Let me know what you're thinking. Does Dr. G have a defamation suit against Dr. Heavenly?